Hello students, I am Sandhya Kumari, working as a Obs and Gynae nursing tutor in Metro College of Health Sciences and Research. So today I'm just going to take a topic from OVG, and today we will discuss about female pelvis. So as you can see, I'm having pelvis here in my hand, and in today's topic I will cover bones of the pelvis, pelvic joints, pelvic ligaments and parts of the pelvis, and diameter we will cover in another video. Okay, so today we will cover only female pelvis, and this is the right way to hold the pelvis. As you can see, this is the back of the sacrum. I'll just show you at the back. This is the back of the sacrum. This is the coccyx bone. Okay, so you have to just keep your fingers like this and you have to just hold. Okay, so this is the comfortable position while you are holding the pelvis. Okay, some of the students hold like this and from here, so this is not the correct way to hold. Okay, so this is the right way. All right, so first of all, let's see the functions of the female pelvis. So first function is it helps in body movements. Okay, while we are sitting, jumping, moving, walking, whatever, so it helps in that. Second is it helps in child rearing. Okay, at the time of the labor, it helps to push the fetus toward the birth canal, so it helps in that. Third is it transmits the upper body weight to the lower body weight, and fourth is it helps as a bridge between two femoral bones, as it is located at the center, so it helps as a bridge between two femoral bones. Okay, and as you can see, this is portion is called ischial tuberosity, so it helps in sitting. Okay, while we are sitting, so this bone will be like this, so it helps in sitting. And I don't know whether you're able to see that this is the prominent portion, so this is called ischial spine, and it helps in determining the station of the fetus at the time of the labor. Okay, so these are all the functions of the female pelvis. So now let's see the bones of the female pelvis. Okay, so in that we are having two innominate bones, one sacrum and one coccyx. Okay, so let's see the bones, and these are all the two innominates. One is this and second is this. Okay, two innominate bones. This is the sacrum, this one is sacrum, and the last portion, this one, is coccyx. Okay, I don't know whether you're able to see that. All right. Okay, so this is the sacrum, and this last bone is called coccyx. All right, both of these two innominate bones are further divided into three parts, that is ilium, ischium and pubis. Okay, so both of these bones are called ilium, this is ischium, all right, and this is pubis. Okay, so ilium, ischium, this portion is ischium, and this is pubis. Okay, so you can see ilium is the biggest part of two innominate bones. All right, so this is pubis, this is ilium, both of the sides, and this is ischium. Okay, so these are all the ilium bones. Okay, so as you can see, we can select the border of the ilium, which is called iliac crust. Okay, both of these sides will be called iliac crust. Okay, iliac crust. So as you can see, there is a prominent present here, spine present here, so we can say like it's further divided into anterior and posterior. So this is anterior portion, this is the posterior portion, this one. Okay, so it's further divided into anterior superior iliac spine, anterior superior iliac spine. And okay, so this is anterior superior iliac spine, and this is anterior inferior iliac spine. And also here at the posterior side, posterior superior iliac spine and posterior inferior iliac spine. Okay, so both of the sides will be the same. All right, so now it was all about ilium bones. Now moving to the ischium. This is ischium. So as you can see, this is the hole like structure which is called foramen obturator. This is foramen obturator. This portion, this hollow portion is called foramen obturator, and this cup like structure is called acetabulum. Okay, this is acetabulum, and don't get confused between two. This is foramen obturator and this is acetabulum. Both of the sides will be the same structure. Okay, this is acetabulum and this is foramen obturator. All right, both of the sides will be the same. And in the acetabulum, our head of the femoral bone gets occupied into this. Okay, it gets fit into this acetabulum only. Okay, so which helps in moving and walking. Okay, so femoral bones gets occupied into both of these acetabulums. Okay, moving to the thickest part of this ischium bone. So as you can see, this is the thickest portion of this ischium bone. So as we usually sit, so we sit on both of these bones with the help of both of these bones only. So both of these bones are called ischial tuberosity, and afterwards you can see the inward projection present over here. So this portion is called ischial spine. Okay, so ischial spine helps to determine the station at the time of the labor. Okay, in the ischium bone, so as you can see, there is a curve present from here to here. Okay, so it extends from posterior inferior iliac spine to ischial spine from here to here. This portion is posterior inferior iliac spine, and this one is ischial spine. Okay, so which is called greater sciatic notch. Okay, this portion is called greater sciatic notch. Okay, which extends from posterior inferior iliac spine to the ischial spine. Okay, and this is called greater sciatic notch. All right, and then from ischial spine to ischial tuberosity, from here to here, this one. From ischial spine to ischial tuberosity, there is also a curve present which is called lesser sciatic notch. Okay, this curve is called greater sciatic notch, and this is lesser sciatic notch. Okay, and of the sciatic notch is to allow the nerve supply, blood supply, ligaments into the pelvis. Okay. So now coming to symphysis pubis, as you can see, both of these bone meet together, which is called symphysis pubis. There is a cartilage present over here, and there is a odd-like structure present superiorly and inferiorly. Superiorly it is called superior rama, and inferiorly it is called inferior rama. Okay, inferior ramas joins together, which forms arch, pubic arch, which usually is a 90-degree angle, which is suitable for normal delivery process, which is suitable for labor process. Okay, so this is all about pubis, symphysis pubis. Now moving to sacrum. So as you can see, this portion is called sacrum, this one. Okay, this complete portion is called sacrum. Sacrum is the thickest bone. As you can see, this is very thick. Okay, and the sacrum bone is made up of 5 fused bones. Okay, as you can see, this is sacrum, and it is made up of 5 fused bones. Okay, not this one, this is the coccyx, we will talk about this later. Only this portion is sacrum. Okay, and as you can see, this is the promontory present over here. So this is called sacral promontory. This border is called sacral promontory, and laterally there is a ala present over here, this which is called ala of sacrum, or we can say like wings of the sacrum. Okay, ala or wings of the sacrum. And after that we will talk about this coccyx. Okay, this is the coccyx portion which is left like this. Okay, this bone is called coccyx, and which is made up of 4 fused bones. Okay, so don't get confused between both of them. Sacrum is made up of 5 fused bones, while coccyx is made up of 4 fused bones. Okay. Okay, so it was all about the bones of the female pelvis. Now we will move to the joints of the female pelvis. Okay, so where 2 bones meet together, there will be a joint present. Okay, so we are having 4 joints in the female pelvis. Okay, so as I earlier told you, we are having 4 joints in a female pelvis. So as you can see, both of these bones. Okay, so these bones are called ilium, and this is our sacrum. Okay, so this bone and this joint will be called sacroiliac joint. Okay, so this is sacrum, this is ilium, so the joint will be called sacroiliac joint. Okay, and both of the sides will be the same. Okay, sacroiliac joint, sacroiliac joint. So we are having 2 sacroiliac joints. Okay, there will be a symphysis pubis. Okay, where 2 pubic bones meet together, there will be a symphysis pubis. 1 symphysis pubis we are having, and last joint is sacrum and coccyx, which is made up of sacrum and coccyx, which is called sacrococcygeal joint. Okay, so we are having 2 sacroiliac joint, which is composed of sacrum and ilium, sacroilium joints, and 1 symphysis pubis, and last and one is sacrococcygeal joint. Okay, so we are having total 4 joints in a female pelvis. Okay, so now moving to the ligaments in the female pelvis. Okay, so where the joints will be present, the ligaments also will be present at the same place. Okay, so as you know, so now let's talk about the ligaments of the female pelvis. So as I earlier told you that where the joint will be present, the ligament also will be present at the same place. So as we discussed that this joint is called symphysis pubis, so there also will be a ligament present which is called interpubic ligament. Okay, so there will be a ligament present over here which is called interpubic ligament, and the ligament will be called sacroiliac ligament. Okay, both of the sides the same ligament will be there, sacroiliac ligament. Okay, now moving to the next ligament, this is sacrum, this is the coccyx. Sacrococcygeal joint is present over here, so the ligament also will be present over here, so the ligament will be called sacrococcygeal ligament. Okay, sacrococcygeal ligaments. Okay, and apart from all these ligaments, we are having 2 more ligaments. Okay, which extends from the sacrum to the ischial spine. Okay, this is your ischial spine and this is sacrum, which extends from the sacrum to the ischial spine, which is called sacrospinous ligament. Okay, which is called sacrospinous ligament. This is your sacrum, this is a sacrum, and this is ischial spine. There is also a ligament present which is called sacrospinous ligament. Okay, and at the same time there also a one more ligament present over here which extends from sacrum to the ischial tuberosity. Okay, ischial tuberosity like this, from sacrum to the ischial tuberosity, which is called sacrotuberous ligament. Okay, so it was all about the ligaments of the female pelvis. Now let's talk about the parts of the female pelvis. So now female pelvis consists of 3 parts: brim, cavity and outlet. Okay, so as you can see, this portion, upper portion, is called brim, this is cavity in between brim and outlet, and this is outlet from where the baby comes out of the womb. Okay, so these are all the parts, and brim also consists of 9 landmarks. Okay, so this is the border of the brim and this border consists of 9 landmarks. Okay, so now we will talk about the 9 landmarks first. Okay, so first, as you can see, this is the symphysis pubis. So this is the anterior portion, this is the posterior portion, so we will just start from the anterior to posterior. Alright, so first of all, the first landmark is called upper border of symphysis pubis. Okay, so this is the first landmark, which is upper border of symphysis pubis, this upper border. Okay, and this is pubic crust, this is pubic crust. Okay, after symphysis pubis there will be a pubic crust, and after that this is pubic tubercle, this is pubic tubercle, this is pubic tubercle, and there will be a line present over here which is called pectineal line. Okay, so there will be a projection present over here which is called iliopubic eminence. Okay, this is iliopubic eminence, and after that there is a line present over here which is called this one, which is called iliopectineal line. Okay, this is iliopectineal line, and after that there will be a joint which consists of sacrum and iliac. So of course this joint will be called sacroiliac joint. Okay, this joint is present over here which is called sacroiliac joint. Okay, and after that there will be a anterior border of ala, or we can say like anterior ala or the wing of the sacrum. Okay, and after that this is sacral promontory, and after that this is sacral promontory. Okay, so it was all about the landmarks of the brim or landmarks of the female pelvis. And I'll talk about the cavity. So as you can see, this is the empty space which is called cavity. Okay, this is all about cavity, nothing else is there. Okay, so now we will talk about outlet of the female pelvis. Okay, so outlet consists of tip of the ischial tuberosity, this is ischial tuberosity bones present over here. So outlet consists of ischial tuberosity and tip of the ischial spine, tip of the ischial spines and tip of the coccyx. Okay, so outlet consists of tip of the ischial tuberosity, ischial spines and tip of the coccyx. Okay, so it was all about the outlets. Okay, so it was all about the parts of the female pelvis. So in today's video, finally we have covered the bones of the female pelvis, the joints of the female pelvis, ligaments, and also at the last the parts of the female pelvis. Okay, so diameters are also there. I'll be just bringing in my next video very soon. Okay, so if you find this video informative and helpful to you all, to your nursing students, so stay connected with me by subscribing my channel. So you can subscribe my channel, you can share this video as well with your friends, with your classmates. So that's it for today. We will see you in the next video. Goodbye.